Once some people hear the phrase, starting a business, their hearts begin to palpitate. The truth of the matter is that you do not have to be a business school graduate to know how to start a cake business. Starting a cake business can be a lot of things, but it is very doable, and a lot of people are succeeding at it. Today we would be sharing some nuggets of wisdom and tips with you. These nuggets are gleaned from both experts and people who have failed at one point in their cake business journey. We hope that at the end of this video, you will learn what to do and what to avoid as you explore how to start a cake business. How to start a cake business. First things first. Training. Before you contemplate starting a cake business, it is imperative that you have some level of training. We are not asking you to register in a highbrow culinary school. You can attend online courses, an intern at a thriving bakery, cake shop, read cake decorating books, watch tutorial videos, and self-train on YouTube. Whatever you have to do to improve your skills and have something beyond good to bring to the market, do it. Do not go running to spend money, time, or energy on anything unless you have the requisite skills. Bear in mind that you do not have to be a pro to offer great products and services, but you must have the basic skills. Practice. The practice is part of your training. During this training and practicing, you might have to do some freebies. Test out your cakes on friends and family. Bring a surprise birthday cake to a friend in her office. Take a free cake to a baby shower. Trust me, things like that would help alert people to the fact that you make cakes and help you to practice. Also, ask for honest criticisms from the recipients of your cakes and be ready to collaborate with them. Sometimes you think you've done a bang-up job, but people looking at it aren't as wowed as you expect. Listening to such feedback would go a long way to help you improve your skills. Market survey and research. This comes under your business plan. Your business plan covers a wide range of issues that would set the tone of your business. Do a market survey of the product you want to put out. Find out what kind of cakes are in demand in your area and what kind are in ready supply. Who are your competitors? What do they have going for them? What can you offer that would give you an edge in the market? How would you price your cakes in relation to the pricing structure in your area? All these and many more are questions you should settle before you wade any deeper into the waters of starting your cake business. Research to find out how you would source for ingredients and other products that you will need for your business. Also find out the cost of the equipment that you would need. This would help you in your costing and budgeting. Create a niche. In starting out a cake business, it is best to be known for a specialty. This does not mean that you would not offer any other recipes or styles if asked. But creating a niche helps you to stand out. People know that there is someone to go to if they want a certain kind of product and service. For example, did you notice a need for a vegan cake shop in your environs? Do you think you will be supplying a worthwhile service by having a vegan cake shop and at the same time turn a profit? This is like a follow-through of our earlier point of knowing the product you want to put out. Financing. How do you intend to finance your business? Do you have what it takes to survive until your business breaks even? Yes, you will not turn a profit overnight. You need to make allowance for the time it would take for your investment to pay off. Remember that you will have to buy tools, equipment, ingredients, and allied products. You would also have to pay utility bills whether you are making sales or not. Location. Location, they say, is everything. We are a little bit doubtful whether that is still true today. The world is now a global village, remember. You can now place an order for anything online and have it delivered at your doorstep. With this thought in mind, consider whether you want to start your cake business at home or rent a shop. Having considered your budget and how you hope to finance your business, you would be in a better position to make the decision for a home business or outside the home location. Whatever you decide would determine some other steps that you will need to take. How to start a cake business. Legalities. There are a number of legalities that is involved in running a cake business. Different regions have different laws that regulate food business, whether run from home or outside the home. Take the time to find out all the legal requirements that you need to meet before even thinking of setting up a shop. If possible, engage the services of a lawyer that would help you wade through all the legalities. Knowing all the health regulations and code for food handlers in your region would go a long way in helping you know how to set up your cake business. You would also know what equipment you can use and how you can set them up. There are many other heartaches that you would avoid down the line by starting out right. Also, learn all about taxes and related issues. You do not want to be caught in any tax evasion issues down the line. You might even need to consult a CPA. In fact, we recommend that you do. Do not make any assumptions at this point and do not work with hearsay. Get everything in white and black. If possible, study all the fine prints. Yes, this process might seem or be tedious, but trust me, you will be glad you took the time to sort out all legalities. How to start a cake business, expert advice. Many veterans have gone through the rigors of setting up a cake business. Some also have had the dubious honors of failing. But the remarkable thing is that both experiences, success and failure, contribute to the wisdom that is passed on to the next generation of entrepreneurs. So, we would be sharing tips that contribute to the success or failure of a cake business. Whether you plan to start up your cake business at home or outside the home, you need proper structure. When we talk of structure, it does not mean that you have to operate at the same level with established cake shops or bakeries. But it is important that you have policies and guidelines that regulate your business venture. Some of the basic structures to consider are working hours, phone hours, pricing, customer relations, delivery and return policies, ordering, and payment. Working hours. This is a particularly principal issue to settle even before you commence business, especially if you would be working from home. There is always a tendency for cake decorators who work from home to work all hours. They are most times unable to reject orders that come in at odd hours. The danger in this is that customers would take you for granted and you would burn out faster than a candle, lit on both ends. So set your work hours and stick to it. Leave the phone to go to voicemail and do not check emails after the set hours. Customers would come to respect your working hours. Pricing. Set your prices before you take your first order. Have a standardized price for all your cakes. There are different parameters to use for pricing, but whatever you do, factor in your time, skill, and energy. The bane of most newbie cake decorators is the statement, "It's just a cake." This is a very annoying statement made by many clients who want to persuade you to cut down on your price. Point to note, however, in pricing is that your pricing should be equal to that of other cake decorators in your area. Do not try to underprice in an attempt to corner customers. It is usually counterproductive. You lose goodwill with your colleagues and get undermined by customers. Customers gauge the quality of your cakes by how low you are willing to go below your competition. They will come to you when they need cheap cakes but go to the top quality cake decorators when they have really notable events. And trust me, they will pay the cost. Alternatively, do not price yourself out of the market. Your prices should be equal to your skill and the quality of your ingredients, amongst other factors. Final thoughts. Finally, on pricing, determine how you would be paid. Would you get a deposit before delivery and full payment on delivery? Or would you prefer full payment before delivery? Note that cake is a perishable commodity, so once consumed it cannot be returned. So, ensure that you get a deposit before delivery and full payment before you deliver the cake. If for any reason your client is not forthcoming with payment upon delivery, do not drop the cake. Trust us on this, if you drop the cake without payment, you may well not get paid for it ever. That said, price your cakes in such a way that you can replace a botched order without going bankrupt. Placing orders. Have a definite timeline for placing orders and making deposit to confirm an order. This would help streamline both you and your clients and ensure that you never miss or mess up an order. The timeline you place would depend largely on prep time required for each recipe and the resources at your disposal. Yes, once in a while you would have to accept emergency orders, but ensure that they are for good causes and not the norm. As your business grows, you may decide to have a few ready-to-go generic cakes, but that is still some ways off. In this same vein of placing orders, do not overreach your skills. Never accept orders that you cannot deliver on. It is better to under-promise and over-deliver than the reverse. Do not be shy to say, "I've never tried that before." If the client is still comfortable with you attempting the design, then go ahead only if you are confident that you can pull it off. Delivery. Have a delivery policy in place. Do you deliver to clients or do they come to pick up their orders from you? If you decide on delivery to the customer, who bears the cost of delivery, and how much is it? Every region usually has acceptable delivery fees. Check them out and set your delivery fees appropriately. When you have these issues standardized, you stand less chance of offending any customer. Be the expert. One mistake that many new cake entrepreneurs make is that of being pushovers. Never allow any customer to undermine your ability. That is why you need to know your stuff. Politely give your clients the best options available and help them put their ideas into practical designs and flavors. Do not be too desperate to make a sale that you risk your reputation. Learn to say no. Your customers would come to respect you and trust your judgment. Learn to network. Ever heard the term, "No man is an island"? That is true in every sphere of life. You need to network with other cake decorators in your region. Join a business club or be part of your region's chamber of commerce or its equivalent. Being part of a network of business owners helps you to keep abreast of best practices in business. Membership in cake clubs can grow your business and help you know what's trending in the cake world. What is more, you may have an emergency someday or be swamped with work and need to pass off some orders to your colleagues. Yes, other cake decorators may be your competition, but they are also your colleagues. Have a good relationship with them and always extend goodwill to them. Have an online presence. You need to be visible online whether you are running your cake from home or from a storefront. There are many social media platforms that are either free or relatively cheap to advertise on. Endeavor to get a following on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the available platforms. Display the pictures of your cakes and engage your followers and online friends often. If you are not savvy with all the platforms available, there are young techie guys that would help you for a small fee. We even advocate that you engage the services of a social media expert. They don't charge so much, and you'll really get your money's worth. Word of caution though, ensure that you employ a genuine social media expert and not a con artist. Some so-called social media managers can get you into trouble by contravening some rules of a platform. So, it's best to work on recommendations based on track records. But if you can learn how to work social media platforms to advertise and boost your business by yourself, then go ahead and do so. Common mistakes to avoid. Trying too hard to please customers. One common mistake that most new cake decorators make is to try too hard to please their customers. They bend over backward to keep customers. Do not do that. This sounds like counterintuitive advice, but trust us on this. Do not contravene the policies of your business just to pander to an unreasonable customer. We know the saying that a customer is always right, but truth be told, that is not always true. If a customer asks you to put a broiled chicken in pepper sauce in a cake batter, would you do so? Whilst you should never be rude to a client, you must learn to be firm. Always be willing to strike a compromise with your customer, but only within reasonable limits. Not having organized recipes. When customers come in for consultations, it is best that you have recipes to present to them. It is not best practice to try out a new recipe after you have completed a customer's order. Ensure that any recipe you agree on with a customer is one that you have assessed and tried and proven. If you must try out new recipes, make sure you have enough time for experimentation. Let the customer come for a tasting session before you make the actual order. Develop your recipes before putting it out to customers. Having arbitrary tasting sessions. This is on the same shelf with trying too hard to please customers. Some cake decorators do not know how to protect themselves from being ripped off by freebie-loving customers. Do not make the mistake of allowing potential customers to have uncensored tasting sessions. This most often happens with wedding cake customers. Ensure that you have a standard policy for a cake tasting for any occasion. This would include how many times you are willing to display recipes, how many people are allowed per tasting, and whether you will charge a non-refundable deposit for extra cake tasting sessions. Mixing business with pleasure. In these days of living online, it is easy for a new cake decorator to get carried away on social media. Do not make the mistake of mixing business with pleasure on your social media handles. To avoid this, it is best to have 2 accounts on each platform, one personal and the other business. That way you can do your pleasure on your personal accounts and your business on your business accounts. No ranting about government policies or calling out a friend on your business account. Always keep it professional online. Attempting to buy every equipment and cake decorating tool at once. Unless you have unlimited funds and financing at your disposal, this is one mistake you should avoid. There is no way you can buy every equipment and decorating tool that you think you need from the onset. You have to start out with the basics, essentials, then move on to more complex, then great to have tools, equipment. So first find out which equipment and tools are necessary, those ones are the must-haves. Then next move on to those that would make your life and work easier, those ones are the would be nice to have. And finally, the ones that are not necessary but still useful, those ones are the keep in view. Those are the ones you can buy when they come upon sales or you win a lottery or start turning a pretty profit. We would assume that everyone who wants to start a cake business knows the essential equipment and tools to have. But for the avoidance of doubt, let us give you a list. Essential tools and equipment. 1. A commercial oven. 2. A heavy-duty stand mixer and hand mixer. 3. Cake pans, bakeware. 4. Revolving cake stands aka cake turntables. 5. Basic fondant decorating kit. 6. Basic piping set, piping bags, tips, and couplers. 7. Offset spatulas and straight spatula, a minimum of 2 sets each of different sizes. 8. Serrated knife, cake leveler. 9. Bench scraper aka icing smoother. 10. Cake boards aka cake rounds or drums. 11. Mixing bowl sets and storage bowls. 12. Measuring cups and spoons, kitchen scale. 13. Balloon whisk. Some decorators have started out with fewer equipment and tools than we listed above. So, if you are able to start with these tools, then trust me, you are starting big. Conclusion. This video is by no means a comprehensive pool of information as you set out to establish your cake business. However, we hope that we have been able to contribute substantially to your info base. Good luck and have fun as you start your cake business. Thank you for watching and subscribe to our channel below. Also, visit our website, www.cakedecorationproducts, for more cake content like this.